Hello, my name is Lisa Schuster, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to today's Lead the Field Q&A call with Bob Proctor. We've received a lot of really great questions, so Bob, if you're ready, let's go ahead and just get started.
I'm all ready.
All right, our first question here is from Sherry, and she says, the law of gender is where there is a gestation period for every goal. How does that correlate with writing a goal on a card with a date? Example, I want to make $10 million by December 31st, 2018.
Well, there's a space to write the date. You've got to understand you're guessing at the date. No one knows what the date, how long it takes for an idea to manifest. We didn't know for many years how long it took a carrot to manifest when the seed was planted. We didn't even know enough to plant seeds. We didn't understand how things grew. We didn't understand the laws, creative laws. Well, we've learned how long it takes for various things to manifest, various physical seeds. An idea is a spiritual seed, and no one knows how long it takes to manifest. So you guess at the date, and then you give it everything you've got and go towards it. I've seen 3 people, I mentioned this today, that reached a goal right to the date that they had set. That's in 57 years, 3 people. It doesn't happen very often. But you guess at it, and you usually guess fairly accurately. Okay? Next one.
Okay, this next question here is from Tara. It's a 2-part question, and it says, how do you address clients that have done an incredible amount of self-development in spending more monies in this program with me?
Well, if people want to keep growing, they have to keep getting into material that'll develop them. I'm still buying books and programs, and I've been doing it all my life. If people want to grow, they have to get the materials that are going to help them do it. It's the same with improving your house or improving your car. Well, improving yourself, you have to invest time and money in it. If they haven't, they may have done a lot of self-development, but they're still not where they want to be. They have to keep growing. And that's how you do it. See, the reason most people stay where they are is because they don't invest in themselves. Okay?
Here it is. The next question here says, how would one address the financial commitment needed to participate in this program with clients that are in a financial crisis?
Well, this might be the last time they'd ever have to borrow money. Why are they in a financial crisis? They're in a financial crisis because they don't know how to earn more money than they spend. And what they want to do is learn how to. This program will help them do that. I still use the original program that I got from Nightingale Conant. When I started studying this, I was earning $4,000 a year and I owed $6,000. The prospects of really making things happen were pretty dark. But a man told me, he said, Bob, if you just keep putting the best you've got into this, he said, you're going to find it'll all come back. And he's true. It's right. I've earned millions of dollars. I have friends all over the world. I have a business that operates all over the world. And it's through studying this material. So I'd suggest they borrow the money they need to get in the program and then really apply themselves. Maybe the last time they'd ever have to borrow money.
This next question here is from Kendra. And she says, there is a house we would love to live in, but currently there are other tenants there. Is it wrong to visualize them moving out of their dream home so that we can move in?
Yeah, probably. It was probably not the right thing to do. What you ought to do is hold a picture of moving in to the kind of home you want. Now, you may think it's that home. There may be a better one. But start to see yourself living in the home you want. Start to treasure map it. Take and cut pictures out of magazines. It's what we've done here, and we're in the kind of house we want and have been for a long time. And that's what you want to do. You don't have to take from somebody else for you to receive. If you study the law of study the laws with Spirit of Opulence is a great lesson by Troward. He said, when you're dealing with infinite, you can never take more than your share, and you can't. What you're doing is holding an image of what you want. That's all you have to do. See yourself living in the house you want to live in. Doesn't necessarily have to be that house. Could be one like that. Might be better than that one. Okay.
This next question here is from Christy, and she says, should I be journaling every day with Lead the Field? There are not direct questions like there are with thinking into results.
I think journaling is a great idea, especially when you go back and look at what you've written previously. You'll start to see growth patterns. You'll also see habit patterns, and you'll see areas where you want to start working and changing. Okay.
This next question is from Boris. Hi, Bob. I'm building a network marketing business, and I'm experiencing hurt, rejection, and disappointment on a weekly basis when people don't show up to a meeting. This causes me to slowly stop taking action, and I'm going in circles.
Well, you've got to quit letting the outside control the inside. And if you're building a business, understand it takes time. You don't build anything overnight. If they're not coming to the meeting that you've invited them to, you never made them want to come to the meeting. You want to check and make sure that your presentation is strong. Most people have a very weak sales presentation. See, if you're in the net, first of all, I think network marketing is a great concept. It's one of the few areas where you're guaranteed you set up multiple sources of income, which is the secret of wealth. Go right back to the ancient Babylonians. They always had multiple sources of income. And so, but you've got to get good at this. It isn't going to happen overnight, and it's not the easiest thing in the world to build, but you can. And I know people that have built it, and they do very, very well. And if they can, you can. You've got to make sure that you've got a strong leader working with you. Okay?
This next question is from Vonamir, and there's a two-part question. Number one, how can I be specific on a goal card if I don't know what exactly I want? I want another job, but I don't know what that job is.
Well, you can't be specific if you don't know what you want. You want to, first of all, sit down until you decide what you do want. Build a vision of what you want. Ask yourself what you really want. Maybe take a half hour every day, and that's all you do is just sit and think of that.
And the second part says, how do I decide on what I am prepared to give up?
Well, if you're going after what you want, you'll give up whatever it takes. Nature abhors a vacuum. You've got to create space for the good that you desire.
This next question here is from Sue, and she says, how can I gain order? I want massive transformation, and a deep part of me holds firm to the belief that I can't have it, which is so frustrating. How can I overcome my old self?
Keep working at it a day at a time. This isn't going to happen overnight. But I guarantee if you work at it every day, a year from now, you take a look at where you are and where you've come from, you'll see great growth. This does not happen overnight. If you want to paint a house, it's not going to be painted in a day. You're going to take your time. It's the same with developing your life. It takes time. But keep working at it every day, and you'll watch. Things will get better.
This next question here is from Liz, and she says, in Lesson 5, you talk about the 7 universal laws. How are those 7 laws different from the laws in the book Working with the Law? Are they all the same thing?
No, the ones working with the law are all secondary laws. These are primary laws that you're reading about. Like the law of attraction is a secondary law. The primary law is the law of vibration. The law of vibration decrees everything moves, nothing rests. We live in an ocean of motion. You can only attract to you what's in harmonious vibration with you. So the vibration you're in is going to dictate what you attract. Attraction is a secondary law. In Working with the Laws that Halliwell wrote about, you're reading about secondary laws. They're all very important.
This next question here is from Nick Yu, and it says, we sell our services business to business. Sometimes they ask if they can make a payment at another time. Some of them even say that they can't or won't pay up front. What's a good way to get paid right away?
Ask for it. Ask for it. Tell them you're not a finance company. You've got to deal with the bank. They don't sell your service, you don't lend money. See, it's a matter of expecting it and asking for it. If you don't ask, you don't get it. Ask for the money. That's where most people fall down, is asking for the order. Expect to get paid.
This next question is from Kenna. The death of my cousin and my aunt's divorce affected me throughout my marriage. During my divorce, I could barely function, and I have been in therapy. Have you helped someone with PTSD before?
Yes, it's a matter, see, you're letting situations control you. You've got to take control of situations. That's really what you have to do. You make up your mind, you're not going to let things outside control you. You let your cousin's death, your aunt's divorce bother you. You can't afford to do that. Those things happen. You can't change conditions or circumstance, but you can change your perception of them. You're responsible for you, not for anybody else. And you've got to take control of you, and you've got to understand you can take control of you. I would suggest you get the little book, As a Man Thinketh, by James Allen, As a Man Thinketh. The last chapter in the book is on serenity. Write the chapter out by hand every day for at least a month. You will find it'll have a very powerful impact on you.
This next question is from John. I've had the program since February and been through the 120-day cycle twice. However, debt is at an all-time high. It seems like it's all happening for the right reasons, but it's hard to stay focused on where I'm going when everything in the present feels like a whirlwind of serendipities and tough times.
Okay. Get the book, You Were Born Rich. You can go to the site, go to proctorgallagher.com. You'll find it there somewhere on the site, and you can download it free. In Chapter 2, it tells you how to get out of debt. You set up a debt repayment program, and when you got that done, then quit thinking about it. You set up an automatic debt repayment program. It's in Chapter 2. Get it and follow the directions to the letter.
This next question is from Chuck. I seem to make progress, and it feels like my paradigms pull me back further than where I started. How do I finally break free of bad choices once and for all?
Well, you're probably not going to break free of them. You'll probably always make some bad choices. I still make a bad choice every now and then. The trick is to just keep doing the best you can every day and start to expect things to get better. Keep studying the material and doing what it suggests. See, I was totally lost when I started to study this. Now, it was many, many years ago. But if somebody had told me I'd be where I am today, I could have never believed it. Things will get much better, but it doesn't get better overnight. It's over a period of time. But you have to work at it and just keep working at it.
This next question is from Joe. How can I tell if a goal is too high, too big, too low, and so on? I love big goals, but I read once in a psychology book that productive people make smaller, more realistic goals. What are your thoughts on this?
Burn the book. I don't believe in that. What do you think the Wright brothers did? What did Edison do? What did Henry Ford do? What did anybody do that's ever accomplished anything? They created goals that were so far out there that they had to reach for them. And that's what you want to do. This idea of playing it safe is for other people. I don't believe it. I think you ought to set a goal, a big goal, and then go after it and know that you're quite capable of accomplishing it. Keep studying Lead the Field. Stay involved in it. But make sure the goals are big and beautiful.
The next question is from Cullen. I am fighting a paradigm in saying only 5% of people can be successful. Do you think 100% can be successful?
I know they can, but I don't think they will be because they don't study. Listen, we're all the same. We're God's highest form of creation. We've all been created with phenomenal faculties. We've got to start using them. Very small percentage of the people really work at developing themselves. They never see themselves as a project in development. They don't see themselves that way. That's the way we want to look at ourselves. We're developing ourselves. We're growing. We're going to grow in awareness. All things are possible. But we're going to make them.
The next question is from Kristen. Can you speak to what is involved in becoming a consultant, a TIR consultant, or other ways to work with you?
What you want to do is send in a message to admin@pgi.com at Proctor Gallagher Institute and just ask for information on being a consultant. Someone will phone and explain the whole thing with you. We've got many people that are consultants around the world. They're having a wonderful time, earning very good money. And I work very closely with the consultants. Okay.
The next question is from Peta. Give yourself a command and follow it. I write out my list at night, but I don't always get everything done on the list the next day, especially the jobs I don't want to do. Any tips for staying on track?
Well, I think we're on the right track right there. You write down the things, goal-achieving activities that you want to do tomorrow. Make them goal-achieving and give it everything you've got. And if you don't finish them all, add them to the list for tomorrow. Now, if you write out a half a dozen things you're going to do and you only do 4 of them, that doesn't mean the next day you do 8. You go just 6, but you add those 2 to it. And you keep working at it. You want to be as productive as you can every day. The trick of staying on track is to keep your eye on your goal. You know where you're going.
The next question is from Sonia. I have been working on a financial goal, but as my confidence and self-image improve, the goal keeps changing. Should I achieve the original goal, then set a new one?
Well, it sounds like you're raising the bar. That's okay. I think it's good to achieve a goal because then you achieving it is good feedback, positive feedback. It develops your confidence even more. Sounds like you're doing okay, Sonia.
This next question is from Devin. Would you ever consider working with other top-tier high-performance coaches such as Tony Robbins or Dan Pena? Why or why not?
Yeah. In fact, Jack Canfield and I are talking about possibly doing something together. I've worked with other people in the past. Okay.
This next question is from Byron. In relation to the workbook, do you recommend using it and completing it with each daily listening, or is completing the book once per 10-day cycle sufficient?
No, you work on it every day. Work on it every day, not just once in 10 days. Just stay with it every day. Give it everything you've got every day.
This next question is from Kestes. I live in the UK and have become divorced from my wife. We have a 4.5-year-old son. They moved back to Lithuania after our divorce. Now, every 2 weeks, I fly to see my son for the weekend. I'm trying to build new sources of income and quit my day work so I can spend more time with my son and work in the country my son lives. Sometimes I think about quitting everything here to go and do something in Lithuania, but the economic situation is not good. I feel scared trying to build income and business here, which allows me to work online. What would you suggest? Thanks.
Well, you can work online from Lithuania. It doesn't matter where you are if you're selling globally. It has gotten, when you're selling globally, it's got nothing to do with the economy in Lithuania. I would suggest you start doing something online. There's all kinds of places to do that, places to learn it. You want to send a message to just send an inquiry to admin, A-D-M-I-N, admin, at proctorgallagherinstitute.com and ask about the affiliate program. You could run that from Lithuania. You can run it from anywhere. My goodness, I have a person in Manchester, England that was on my computer today adjusting some stuff for me while I was in the middle of a call. Where you are doesn't matter much anymore.
This next question is from Stavriana. I am standing a few miles away from my worthy ideal, and instead of picking at speed to get it sooner, I feel like drifting toward it slowly and steadily. What advice do you have for me?
Keep drifting toward it, slowly and steadily, as long as you're moving in that direction. If you can make it go a little faster, that's fine, but force negates. As long as you're moving in the right direction, that's all that counts.
The next question is from Amoret. My weight release goes well for a while, and then I gradually self-sabotage, and all my hard work goes downhill. How do I identify and remove this self-sabotage paradigm? This cycle occurs in all areas of my life. Just when I think I've identified my paradigm and I'm shooting it to the top, something happens and I begin to fail. How do I pick my self-confidence up? It suffers more and more every time I fail at something, especially weight release.
Well, you're expecting it to fail. Just read what you're saying. Read what's written there. You expect what you don't want. Stop doing that. Write out what you do want. Write out the way things are in all their negative terminology. And then say, now what is the exact opposite to that? Write that out. Burn the negative and rewrite the positive and keep rewriting it every day. And say, this is my rules for today. When you wake up in the morning, read the positive statement. Then read it 2 or 3 times through the day, but say, this is the only way I'm thinking. And quit expecting what you don't want.
The next question is from Iris. My goal is to become a speaker giving seminars, but I don't know how to overcome the fear of being in front of a lot of people. I know in my heart I'm able to do it, but past failures and all of my many business ventures make it hard to embody that feeling of success, and I don't know what to do to move forward.
Go and take a course from Steve Siebold, the Gove Siebold Group. Steve Siebold. Hold on, I may have his number here. Here it is, 770-530-1004. 770-530-1004. Steve Siebold. Go and take a speaking course with him. He's very good.
This next question is from Khan. Sometimes I'm unclear on the difference between the law of polarity and the law of gender. Could you explain the difference between the two?
Well, the law of gender decrees that everything has a positive and a negative pole. The law of gender decrees that all seeds have an incubation period when they go from the non-physical to the physical. Polarity is the law of opposites. Inside, outside, up, down, hot, cold. Law of opposites. You just study the two laws and you'll start to see the difference. We run a course on it. There's a course that's run on the, no, it's on the faculties of the mind. It's not on the laws. Yeah. Next one.
Okay, this next question is from Joe. I am 25-year-old from England. Over the past 11 months, I have built a cosmetics company ground up. We are launching on Friday. What advice do you have for me? I have no experience but the will to succeed.
Sounds like you're doing very well. I think you're going in the right direction now, Joe. Set an objective and don't stop. If your launch is on Friday, give it everything you've got. Expect the best. And congratulations.
The next question is from Jean. I own an acreage where I am building a center to teach young people this material and these laws, building a new model, Acres of Diamonds. Has anyone ever done this?
I suppose there is. I don't know anybody that's doing it. I don't know when he built a physical place to teach it, if that's what you're talking about. No. I don't even recommend it. I find that you can teach people all over the world. You go to them. That's what I'm doing with you right now. People that are on this line are from many different places. They're not in one place. When you have it in one place, then people are confined to that place and they have to get there. That's the way it used to be. There used to be a corner store. Now you've got a global market. Okay.
This next question is from Bettina. Dear Bob, how can meditation and mindfulness help me to achieve my goal?
Well, meditation puts you in a very relaxed state where you should be. And there's proper circulation of everything in you, circulation of all the laws of the universe. You're putting yourself in a very meditative, calm state that permits that spirit and energy to flow freely through you. And that's really what you're involved in. You're moving yourself into a very creative vibration. That's the same with meditation or mindfulness. That's really what you're doing. Everything starts in the mind. That's where things originate.
This next question is from AC. Hi, Bob. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm doing the new Lead the Field as part of my road to become a Procter Gallagher consultant. What is your best advice for me?
Study it every day. And don't just study it, do it. Do what it suggests. I've been doing that now for many years, and I do it. I keep working at it every day. You are on the right track.
This next question is from Avrili. I can't seem to get excited about anything. On the rare occasion that I get excited, it does not seem to last long. I am what Arash would call a drifter. Life is good. How do I get out of this rut?
Setting a goal. You haven't got the right goal. You don't have the right goal. You got to have a goal. You got to have something you really want that you're working toward. That's essential. You don't have that. That's obvious. That's like a ship without a rudder. Then you are a drifter. You usually end up on some rocky shoreline, though. You have to have a specific target that you're going to sail toward. Okay?
Okay, Bob, this is the last question that I have on the PowerPoint for today, and the question is from Joe. Between my career and building 2 streams of income, I have 3 big goals. But given your instruction in Lead the Field, should I focus on just one at a time rather than all 3?
Yeah, there may be a number of things you want to accomplish, but the goal, you should have one goal. I want you to imagine if you turn to your right and look away down that road. Now turn to your left and look away down that road. You can't go both ways at the same time. And if you're going right, you're moving further away from the left. If you're going left, you're moving further away from the right. You want to have one target, and you just move toward it. Now, that doesn't mean you don't accomplish a number of things while you're en route to the target. Like I always say, if you're going to get to the summit, you've got to go to base camp first. Base camp may be a target, but summit is the goal. You want to go right to the top. So that's the way you want to travel. One target at a time. Okay?
Bob, I have a couple of questions on the chat if you want to.
Sure.
The first one says, when you fuse with your goal, does that mean your spirit has gone there, so you are just following the roadmap?
Yes, that's exactly right. When you fuse with it, you're one with it. You're into the spirit of it. And that's what you want to do.
And this next question says, I started an online business selling wholesale in Alibaba, but it didn't take off like I wanted. Now I feel like I need a new plan. How do I get the right goal?
You probably had the right goal. You probably had the wrong plan. Don't change the goal, change the plan. If you're buying stuff from Alibaba and selling it online, that's not a bad idea. It's a good idea. But just keep working. You got to find a pattern for selling it. You don't have that. Change the plan. Don't change the goal. Okay?
Okay, those are all the questions that I have for today.
Well, thank you, Lisa. Pleasure having you on here. Wish you all well. Keep studying the program. It is a great program. Okay?
Very good. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Bob, as always.
Bye.
Bye-bye.